Hello and happy Halloween, everybody. Thank you for joining us here in the Orion spiral arm of the Milky Way galaxy, as corrected by Mike Barra. The solar system, planet Earth, North America, the United States of America, somewhere in between the Pacific and Atlantic Ocean. My name's Brian Engelman. That's Blake Walley. And this is Thursday, October 31st, 2024. This is the Agree to Disagree show here on the New American Media, because the old American media has failed you, because the old American media is propaganda, because the old American media is trash. There's an ancient adage, Blake, that says, if you don't watch the news, you're uninformed. If you do watch the news, you're misinformed. And that's why we're here trying to distill the interesting stories of the day. And we are going to try to give you the perspective needed to properly process the information. And of course, never trust us, do your own research, but you've got to disconnect from the lying legacy media. They are trying to destroy this country. All right, on today's show, the Halloween episode, we're going to ask if Biden calling Trump supporters garbage if that's the turning point of this election. Also agree or disagree that Joe Biden should never be allowed to be around babies or children. Also agree or disagree that Democrats only want wins and they don't care about election integrity. Agree or disagree that leaked election results are proving the Democrats are getting ready to steal. Agree or disagree that there is a tidal wave of illegal migrants waiting to swarm the border. And is Donald Trump the funniest person to ever run for president? All of these stories and more on today's episode of the Agree to Disagree show. All right. Check that intro out. If you need any stuff done, any video work done, send Blake Walley an email. He's good at doing video projects, editing. Blake, tell everybody about the project that we put out about the North Carolina Hurricane Helene. That one just came out. I know we're making one final revision, but whatever. We can keep that as a privately listed video, and we'll just re-upload the next one. But tell them about the project, because it's really good.
Oh, you're worried about the right? Somebody taking it or something? Get the? I'll put the watermark on there.
Yep, that was
I have to do yet another revision. Okay.
Yeah, I apologize for not thinking.
That's something you could take that video, put it into your new computer, add the watermark, and do it. Well, but I will get it done.
I don't think I have if I had the raw file, I could. I don't know how to grab video unless I have the file. But anyway, that aside, tell people about the project that you worked so diligently upon, sir.
Well, yes, we did the mini documentary. We were in North Carolina in aftermath of Hurricane Helene, taking a little guided tour with our friend Grizzly, and from the tattoo shop. And he gave us a little rundown of the area, saw the affected parts, and saw the new supply chains that they were building as the communities were coming together to help each other out, because they weren't getting much help from the federal government that we would expect to be there for normal situations, but they seem to be kind of left on their own there. So very sad situation. But yes, it's about a 31-minute documentary, very reasonable. So people should go check that out. It's pretty cool.
Absolutely. It's called Hurricane Helene. Help on the way. Hurricane Helene, help on the way. All right, cool. I'm trying to get this to play on X, but make sure you're following us in all of the places. Blake is on X at TV's Blake Walley, and you can also check him out at thenextlevelnews.com for his archive. He's been doing a lot of stuff. It looks like the X feed is not really working. Like, I don't know if you can see it on your side. It's like sort of working, but then again, it's not, because X is one of the main places where people come to find us.
Yeah.
Not...
we get our lows. That's kind of how I usually roll. I'm quietly lurk around when I listen to my stuff. But I'm not sure. Is it popping up? I'm going to check my... Yeah, it doesn't look like we're running. I mean, the link went out. You can click into it, but it's not on display. So,
but even when I click into it, it's just a frozen screen. It's showing here when you click to add channels in the upper right. By the way, yeah, Blake and I, we produce the show, we engineer the show, we set the segments, we do. We're two people doing like 100 jobs, and I know, boohoo, but sometimes moments like this, we're trying to figure it out. So when I click up in the top right for add channels, it shows it's streaming to your X at TV's Blake Walley. And if I scroll down, it shows that it's streaming to my X at American_media_. So I don't know what the glitch is. Maybe is Blake X-rated? I don't know. What's up, Kenneth? Thank you very much for finding us. Everybody, please leave your comments in the chat so that we can include you in our conversation. Okay, Blake, let's jump into today's news. First off, are you dressing for anything? Do you get trick-or-treaters?
Probably not. So no, I'm actually on my way out of my current location. We're all leaving. My neighbors, not too many. Long story. I don't want to get into too many of the details, but anyway, yeah, I don't have a ton of time, but and things are going to be switched up dramatically. So Brian, I don't know. This might be our last show in this format for a while. I'm not sure how things are going to roll when I get relocated and get new schedules and stuff like that. So anyway, no, I'm not really in the Halloween spirit, as I am currently leaving the place that I have been living for the last few years. So no,
right, so nothing for you.
What about you, Brian? I'm Superman. I'm in some kind of Halloween spirit. I thought Brian was going to be. I thought he was getting. We were running a little late. I thought he was getting his costume ready, but he is not in the spirit. So what about you, Brian? You
know what I was in the spirit of? I was in the spirit of caring for an elderly cat who has just started deciding to urinate in different spots that he's not supposed to. So I was cleaning.
Is that Mr. Nimbus?
Yeah, man. If any of you have any advice on when cats just decide when something's on the ground, they want to pee on it now, I'm all ears. I'm all ears. They have 5 litter boxes for 2 cats on 3 different floors. Like, they have plenty of space. That I keep things clean. I don't deserve this. Yeah, so that's why I was running late. I didn't want to get into it and bring everybody down, but yeah, I could go.
Right, nobody knows more about cats than you. You've had like 4 to 6 cats for the last 15 years, it seems like.
This is a relatively new phenomenon with Nimbus, and it's very frustrating. You know, it's equivalent if you're caring for an elderly parent and they need to start wearing Depends, or they start to have problems or need some care. So anyway, that's what I was up to. Sorry, I was not in the festive Halloween spirit. I was in the GDI. I gotta clean this thing, and so that's what I was doing.
Okay,
I'm gonna leave that aside. I'm just gonna set that up on the shelf and say, "Dear Lord, I don't deserve this. Why are you doing this to me?" Oh, by the way, speaking of dear Lord, I don't deserve this. Why are you doing this to me? Let's start off on this note. Today, I've been kicked off of Facebook now. So The thing that they threatened me with before, that I need to add 2-factor authentication, they want me to use downloaded apps, but then if I use this cell phone number, I won't be able to reset my password if I get hacked. It's like this whole thing. So I'm blocked out of Facebook now. Facebook has done this to me every election cycle for the past 4 years. So the past 3 election cycles, 2024, 22, and 20. And I also tried to go live on Instagram, but Meta won't let us go live because they say that we've shared dangerous misinformation. They are the ones that are lying about the stories and slapping us down because we're telling stories that Meta doesn't like. So election interference is alive and well in 2024, everybody. I want to say thank you to Kenneth, to Pied Piper. What's up? Good afternoon, group, of course. Kenneth saying cats are awesome. Yes, they are. They're awesome unless they're doing this. And I'm starting to run out of ideas, but it's really like if anything's on the ground, it's fair game. And I've even added like square clamp things where you open up those indoor pee pads in the same room with 2 litter boxes that are cleaned. That's still not enough. Then he'll just drop nuggets on the side of the pee pads. In addition to peeing on the pee pad, guys, I just not to make this whole episode about cats, but oh my God. This is a relatively new phenomenon, but if he sees it on the ground, it's like, oh, it's a pee pad. I can go there. It's like, no. There are rugs in the kitchen, rugs in the bathroom. There are piles of paper that are set down on the floor for 5 minutes, and they don't deserve to be peed on. So, yeah, whether it's Zuckerberg peeing on me, whether it's my cat peeing on me,
doesn't that cat wake you up at like 7 a.m? He's got to have like his fresh canned food. Like you spoil that guy. He pretty much runs your whole life, Brian. You let that cat dominate your whole existence. And
what alternative is there?
This is all over you, Brian. He wakes up, pees all over, huh?
What alternative is there?
You take him to the vet, and I don't know. I love Nimbus, but he was
there 3 days ago. He was at the vet 3 days ago.
Oh, okay. And they said what?
They said, let's get on with the show. All right. Let's talk about the garbage treatment that I'm getting from my cat. Let's talk about the garbage treatment that our federal government has shown us. Let's talk about the garbage treatment that Mark Zuckerberg and his Meta products have shown the new American media. And let's talk about Joe Biden calling Trump supporters garbage. Blake, is this the turning point in the election? Agree or disagree? Biden calling Trump supporters garbage is the turning point in the 2024 election.
You know what? I'll just say agree. I don't know if that's true, but you know what? At this point in the election, like right up until the very end, sometimes you're just trying to reach out to the people that really should not vote, really, and they're being easily persuaded by the dumbest things. Even though, this was obviously a bad moment. We've seen Hillary Clinton come out with her deplorables. Certainly, and of course, they've been calling Trump supporters Nazis for years. Now Biden calls it garbage, and they took that and ran. But this opinion actually came from pollster Frank Luntz, who is not a Trump supporter. But he mentioned that he thinks this will have a huge effect on moving voters. And yes, that he does think it is a turning point. So that would be quite an interesting way of looking at it and things that could change so close to it. So let's check out this clip here.
His comments seemingly describing Trump supporters as, quote, garbage. The Harris campaign is trying to downplay the effect of those comments. Of course they are. But I wonder if you think that those comments are going to move voters.
It's going to be huge because this is not some comedian saying something stupid and offensive at a rally where he should have been basically disinvited. This is the president of the...
Oh, that's in reference to the comments made about Puerto Rico.
And by the way,
right.
So Tony Hinchcliffe went up there. He does roasts. He roasts people. That's a weird word to say, roasts. It's like roasts.
Right.
So he performs at, there's no way to say roast. he likes to roast people. There they go. There's the
Sure. Is that the Tom Brady roast? I don't know if he's at other ones, but yes.
Yeah, and that's kind of the format of what he does on the Kill Tony podcast. If you saw the one where Trump and Biden went up there with Shane Gillis and Michael Ray, what was that his name? Something Ray. It was incredible. But that's what he does. He does roast jokes. But the thing you need to know about this and this garbage comment and where it's coming from, Puerto Rico has a massive trash disposal problem. They've had a massive trash disposal problem, well documented in many magazines, on many websites, on many shows for a long time. So that being said, yeah, a joke was told, but then Joe Biden took the bait, or he's continuing to sabotage Kamala Harris. What do you think it is? Is he too dumb?
I wouldn't give him that much credit. No, he can barely function as it is. I don't think he controlled himself that well. Like, he's so sophisticated, he's going to try to sneak that one in there just as a FU to Kamala out the door. I don't think he can plan on that. He would have years ago. He was a fairly sharp guy, even though he was a goofball and I disagreed with his policies, but he's changed dramatically. So he's clearly failing cognitively. So, no, I wouldn't give him that much credit. It was a gaffe. It's something that he's been known for years is creating gaffes, and that was not a good one timing-wise. But again, it just kind of speaks to the the voters out there. And it's sad that they're that easily persuaded by these silliest things up until the end of the election. Like, if that's how you're voting, then, I don't know. A lot of people should not. They should have a surprise, like, civics test, and they should know what they're doing before they're allowed to vote, at least in my opinion. But that's the system that we have. And, that's how it works. So Frank Luntz would know. He's been a pollster for years. He's in tune and in touch with that, with the masses like that.
Yeah, I would say, the basket of deplorables comment with Hillary Clinton, that was really bad. But this is worse. This is much worse.
Okay.
To say that Tony Hinchcliffe, there was a comedian that said something, so Trump did it, and blah blah blah. You're like, you brought up a roast comedian who roasted somebody from every group, like someone like just talking trash to everyone. Pied Piper asking, do you think Biden is trying to sink Kamala's campaign? Yeah, I do.
It could be. I wouldn't, he certainly could sabotage it in certain ways. And I know they've had issues behind the scenes, or I don't personally know, but that's the general buzz. But I don't think the garbage comment was meant to cleverly go after, Kamala. But that's my opinion. Well, what do you think, Brian?
Yeah, there's something to that. They can't stand the fact that they were ousted in a coup. But like, when you get into a bed with vipers, you're gonna get bit. And this Biden character, completely compromised, just an absolute national disgrace. So it's interesting when they start sniping at their own. Regardless, you got to have more political acumen than this. You shouldn't be knocking things like this out. But look, once again, this is just like a stupid sidebar. This is an irrelevant thing, except where it got really interesting for me was when Donald Trump decided, I'm going to troll the situation here. And I think it can best be summed up, unless if you have more to play on.
Let's finish the clip first, then we'll move on. All right, hold on.
The United States endorsing his vice president saying something, and I know that there's different interpretations about what he said. It's still inappropriate. You still should be doing it. And I've watched Trump already seize this. The basket of deplorables was significant, was meaningful in 2016. In 2024, I can promise you that this is going to drive Trump turnout. He's doing it already. I can see, I'm sure there's going to be ads on as soon as tonight about this. This may be a turning point for those final 3%, and that's all it is, who still need to be persuaded.
Okay, there you go. Could be the turning point. There you heard it from Frank Luntz, not a Trump supporter, on CNN, not Trump supporters.
Well, I think what we're talking about here is the difference between 65% and 62%. There's no universe where this is 51-49. Like, stop. Hard stop. You have never seen a person campaign this hard. You've never seen it. You've never seen somebody everywhere, multiple rallies. Each day he's in different swing states. They're crushing. People are furious at the deep state Democrats for 100 reasons. They are done. They don't believe that 2020 was accurate, nor that it represented the will of the American people. There is so much more ground effort, whether it's Scott Pressler in Pennsylvania getting, Lord knows how many people registered to vote, to finding everyone filming at polling locations where they're trying to lock them out, saying, oh, well, it's too busy. We're going to shut down the polls. So they instantly go to court and they instantly say, oh, you were supposed to be done 3 days ago. We're going to have 3 more days of early voting in Pennsylvania now. Since you tried to screw around, we're doing 3 extra days. These on-the-ground efforts were not there in 2020. In 2020, things were in chaos because of the corona. Things were in chaos because of how the Democrats were just every day on television. It was just blinking. Every day it was death counts and COVID and Trump bad, Trump bad. They were setting cities on fire the entire summer of love leading up to the fall election. Everything was chaos. States were changing their rules without going through proper legislative authorization. Everything was in flux, and no judge wanted to touch it. No judge wanted to get involved that much. And it's changed now. Ronna McDaniel, the way that she was running the RNC, I mean, it was like you know what it was like? It was almost like the latchkey kid. Everyone would go hang out at so-and-so's house because nobody was there. The house was empty for 4 hours when he got home from school until 7 o'clock when mom got home from work. So you could play video games, eat junk food, or get into all sorts of trouble.
Yeah, Brian, I can relate to that. I was a latchkey kid, and I would come directly home and not do homework. I would play with G.I. Joes and Legos and watch TV.
Back when America used to be a proper nation. Make America play Legos and G.I. Joe again. But I think what we're seeing is a very different ground game from the Republicans. And you are seeing pure rage at these Democrats. And you're finding apathy from people on the other side that used to be their regular voters. And you're also finding a lot of defectors who have left that party. Bobby Kennedy Jr., Tulsi Gabbard, they've all joined. Elon Musk, they've all joined with the MAGA team. This is a 65-35 absolute blowout election. 30 million illegal aliens have been strategically placed across the country so that ballots can be created. It really just comes down to, are they going to be savvy enough, the Republicans, the MAGA team, the Republican Party, everybody, are they going to be savvy enough to catch the cheaters? I don't know if you saw this, but in Colorado, they air quote accidentally published their voting machine access codes that have now essentially rendered the entire state's tabulation uncertifiable. That is something that I think we're going to have to seriously look at for these fraud states, we can call them. The fraud states that we used to call them swing states. But if there are states like Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Arizona, was North Carolina one of them last time? Michigan. There's a handful. These aren't swing states. If they're doing what Colorado's doing, we can call them fraud states. They're going to linger and linger and linger, and we're just going to drag this out. We're still counting. We're just incapable of counting. And if they drag it out to magically pause and flip hundreds of thousands of votes again, Blake, I mean, I think we can legitimately say states like Colorado publishing the code to their voting machines, that really does disqualify the tabulation from that entire state, right? But then there's another problem, because you still have to get to 270. You're just not going to be able to count that state. And what if that was a Trump state that they stole those electoral votes from? What do you think we're supposed to do with states that are doing that? Like Colorado publishing their access codes, and you can't verify anything anymore.
Yeah, I just actually watched a video not long ago. I didn't put it in the stack about that very thing, and the lady was called out for that. They've had a bunch of problems, and there was a reporter basically calling her out for all the mistakes that's been made and whether she would resign or not. Of course, she just basically laughed that off. Yeah, there's some really corrupt, like Secretary of States going around that are in charge of this operation, and I don't know if it's negligence or if it's intentional, but it seems like it might be intentional, that the fix is in, and I don't trust the results from a lot of these places, and I'm afraid that the courts, we're going to get stuck in the same situation we did in 2020, and the courts aren't going to do anything about it. Yeah, there she is. That's the guy.
Yeah, let's go ahead and play this clip real.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
A final question. This is not the first time that your office has made mistakes that have damaged voters' confidence in our elections. In 2022, your office sent out mailers to 30,000 non-citizens inviting them to register to vote. They, of course, are not eligible to register to vote. That same year, your office used Colorado's ballot tracking system to send messages to specific Coloradans encouraging them to vote when, in fact, they had already voted, causing confusion that had to be cleaned up by the county clerks. And now this leak of the voting system passwords. Given your office's repeated errors that have damaged confidence in our elections, which you say is paramount, will you resign?
Absolutely not, Kyle. And I just want to, you're unfairly characterizing and leaving out some crucial information.
Is
A final.
Okay.
So she denies that, but
Of course.
you know, the story here is just obvious malfeasance and just dereliction of duty to maintain the sanctity of the vote here. And Blake, I just don't understand why anyone wants to use a machine that could potentially add fraud to the equation. It's not one company, two companies, three companies in particular. It's the whole concept. Show up and vote, show your ID, drop a piece of paper into a box, save the box per 1,000. A Republican, a Democrat signs off on it. You shrink wrap it, you zip tie it, whatever you do, you seal it, you keep it in the back room, the gymnasium, for 24 months until the next election. This isn't rocket science, man. I don't understand why anyone thinks that adding a machine that could potentially introduce this level of fraud. I just don't see the upside here. Do you? Am I missing something?
No, it's just for people that want to, it just leaves the door open for people to perhaps cheat in the elections. I'm not saying they are, but they've made documentaries about this. Everyone knows that there's problems with these machines, and they keep finding more and more problems. So, but we act like they're somehow infallible. They're not anything but. So these are put into places that you would think, like, dictators or whoever are trying to manipulate things. They don't want the paper trail. They just want people to trust this machinery, and they don't know what happens behind closed doors. Again, it's not who votes, it's who counts the votes. And if you can program these machines or manipulate them in any way, it throws off the integrity, and they should not be used, period.
So here you go. Just a couple of things here. Colorado Secretary of State posted spreadsheet with voting system passwords. The passwords are one part of a multi-step security process. They said inadvertently posted a spreadsheet to its website with a hidden tab that included the voting system passwords. Another report here, someone stole ballots and then voted on behalf of other people in the state of Colorado. Thousands of ballots are being examined for evidence of voting fraud in Colorado. It says True the Vote is saying that 30,000 ballots are being examined for fraud in Mesa County, Colorado. If you're a Colorado voter and have requested a ballot but not received it, check your history and tracking at truethevote.org/registration. This one, Colorado election officials say they've identified at least a dozen fraudulent ballots. 3 of the ballots made it through the process and will count. And they're saying, did you see this? Tagging Scott Pressler. They're counting known fraudulent votes, and they're not even trying to hide the cheating this time. So yeah, ballots stolen and returned with fraudulent votes. The fraudulent votes that were counted cannot be removed from the vote total. Like, they have poisoned their own vote tally. They've poisoned their own. And I would say in a case like this, Blake, what I would love to see is for the Supreme Court to jump in and say, we're throwing out all of this. You're doing one-day voting. You're doing it today. You're doing it on Tuesday. We cannot trust what you're giving us. You've given us ample evidence. I don't know if the Supreme Court's going to jump in or not, but I don't know how you could have any faith in what Colorado's done based on all the reports that we're seeing here. But it's not just there. It's all over Pennsylvania. It's all of the fraud states, the swing states, the ones that did their thing on election night with Trump up hundreds of thousands of votes, Blake.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm going to be expecting. And we're seeing all kinds of things come out already. There are, multiple states, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, there's, of course, Colorado, and expect to see a lot more in the days and weeks ahead. So, and it's sad. We should all be just agreeing on transparency.
Okay, Blake is a little frozen here. Let me go ahead and switch this. There we go. It froze for me. You were wrapping up on integrity. Yeah. What was the last point you made in case it didn't come through again? Last 20 seconds.
I guess they'd just rather win no matter what. So I think that was kind of one of the captions we have. The Democrats only want the wins. They don't care about the election integrity. They're not going to be like, we're going to prove that in court if it goes to court. You don't see them crying about anything, and you don't see them exposing like, oh, Republicans are cheating. It's always one side that seems to be doing all of this stuff. And it's ridiculous. And if it was Republican, I'd want to see that too. I mean, it's just I can accept the loss as long as they can show it, as long as they do the auditing and canvassing or checking the voter rolls or IDs or the signatures, and they say this was a free and fair election. I'm okay with that. But to tell us that it's the most safe and secure when it's clearly not, and there were problems in multiple states, I can't accept that. And then the courts won't do anything about it. So then people are going to go, hey, they're going to have a march on Washington. Okay, cool. Well, then that went sideways. I mean, it's just been a disaster the last few years. And then we were stuck because apparently Joe Biden received 81 million verified votes. And we just had to take it. And there's people that are still rotting away in jails just for daring to, suggest that maybe that wasn't the case. But anyway, so we can go on a rundown of some of these. I mean, it's just
I'll save this because I pulled up. I was trying to connect that. I want to play that clip from Trump with the garbage vest on. We'll get back to that though, as Trump being the funniest person to ever run for president, I suppose. Let's talk about the top 10 election regularities that have occurred during the early voting so far, Blake.
Yeah, I mean, this came out. This is an article from yesterday from Just the News. Variety of election irregularities. At least 10 of them have occurred across the country. So some states have reported record-breaking turnout. Issues range from burning ballot boxes to fake voter registrations. So let's take a look. You got fraudulent voter registration schemes. You got Lancaster County said Friday they had uncovered a large-scale scheme to submit fraudulent voter applications that were collected at shopping malls and other locations. Detectives found that about 60% of some 2,500 registrations submitted in the recent days were fraudulent. She's aware that 2 other counties that may have similar concerns as well. You have Cambria County rejected, 21 voter registration applications after the DA's office investigated and found them to be fraudulent. 21's not a lot, but 2,500 is, and that's just one incident in one county. Ballot drop boxes have been set on fire at least 3 occasions, some in Portland and some in Vancouver, Washington.
Yeah, so let's pause there. So Vancouver, Washington, Portland, roughly the same area. These are blue strongholds. Why are the ballots being set on fire in blue strongholds?
It might be, I'm guessing maybe it has something to do with the pro-Palestine thing because they are against the establishment Democrats. Because I can't imagine the Antifa and these radical leftists would want to burn their own ballots. That seems strange.
Right.
Or is it like, I don't know, but I don't think MAGA and good American patriots are one to do things like that. But I mean, who knows? We don't know. So there needs to be an investigation, and they need to find out, I suppose. But yeah, that is a strange situation to see. So, but yes, it is terrorism. FBI is investigating the fires. They're all connected. I guess only 3 ballots were damaged in this Portland fire, and hundreds were destroyed in Vancouver. So they are on the lookout for these. We've got a dozen fraudulent mail ballots in Mesa County, Colorado. They say they're unable to be removed. Why?
Well, and if it's been tainted, you have to throw out the whole batch. That's we having arguments last time.
Right, or canvass them. They should be a way to get a hold of these people. RNC sent a letter to Pennsylvania. There's been a lot of shenanigans in Pennsylvania, and including a victory because they were sending people back. They were shutting down lines because there were, I guess, too many people turning out for Trump or something. So they stopped. Now they had to add a few extra days for the early balloting. So there's been some, good things coming out of this. But they said the RNC sent a letter to the Pennsylvania secretary on Monday about concerns that election officials were discouraging voters from casting ballots. So that's it. And so, yeah, they won a lawsuit Wednesday to extend early voting by 3 days. Got ballot harvesting, I guess, in South Carolina. Marion County finding multiple voters registered at a vacant address. We've got, I guess there's cyber attacks in Georgia. We've got DC mail-in ballots sent to Michigan. And I know there's a lot of other things going on in Michigan as well. Wisconsin, there was a delay, label printing problems. The labels with voters' names and addresses are usually printed immediately. It must be affixed to the ballot envelopes. But the labels were taking 2 minutes each to print. I don't know. There's other problems with Wisconsin, too. We can get to that. Even Minnesota Republican state representative found out that she was incorrectly listed as a Democrat on the ballot. There's been people saying there's weird things happening with the machines as well. Ballots for a precinct in Douglas, Arizona. Missing a board of supervisors race last week. I don't know. These are just minor, but there's more. Of course, the Trump campaign accused Pennsylvania of cheating, slapped with the lawsuit. And then they won the lawsuit to extend early voting. Voters were turned away. They had these people, these weird security guards coming out and kind of putting an end to the early voting people that were trying in the line. They had supposedly Democrats with badges pretending like they were election officials, but they weren't election officials. I mean, there is strange stuff happening. We've got a third county in Pennsylvania finds fraudulent mail ballot request forms. DA and general office now investigating. And that would be Monroe County. Just going down the line here, we've got Michigan. Election integrity data analysts claim they have found proof of 208,000 ballots cast by only 82,000 voters.
Make that make sense.
Right. So that's 125,428 extra votes by these same people. I mean, that's more than enough to swing an election. 125,000 extras can certainly swing. And yeah, they got this goofball Jocelyn Benson here. Hopefully she'll be in hot water, or maybe she's innocent. I don't know, but there's only one way you got to investigate and find out either way what's happening. So certainly this is not shaping up to be safe and secure. And, we're still days away from the actual election. So who knows what's going to happen on the big day. We've also got, source of data manipulation coming from the Secretary of State, top Michigan election experts discussing the massive double voting scandal that's going on. I'm not going to play this, 45-minute video, but yeah, this is also going on.
Play it, Blake. Play it.
Well, what? It's a 45-minute video. You want to just take the rest of the afternoon off and meet up?
No, that was
Blockbuster story. I owe all of it, 100% of it.
Jim Hoft in Milwaukee. Yeah, there's stuff going on here, so people are digging into it. Gateway Pundit does a tremendous job of uncovering all of the issues going on, so definitely tune in to check out their coverage.
And go back on YouTube and Rumble and stuff and check out where we interviewed Jim Hoft at the Republican convention, as you mentioned. Pied Piper mentioning a woman in Washington reported receiving 16 ballots with different names at her apartment.
Yeah, I saw there's so many of them all over.
They said none of this was happening. They've lied to you for 4 years that there's no shenanigans. It's been full on shenanigans, but they're getting caught this time. It reminds me of the scene, Blake.
Last time when nothing happened. The courts didn't do anything about it until people just said, okay, we'll just meet up on January 6th, and then maybe they'll do the right thing, and they won't accept these illegitimate people, electors.
It reminds me of in Pulp Fiction where it says it was worth letting my car get keyed just to catch him doing it.
Sure, we'll catch him doing it, and then what?
Good point.
And none of the Democrats are going to care. They're not going to be outraged. They're not going to be, oh my God, I really wanted Kamala to win, but it seems like we should hold our people accountable. There's something wrong here, and they should definitely investigate. Even though I don't like Trump, I think, we should care about our election integrity. We want to make sure that the American people get who they wanted to vote or who they wanted to get into office. No, they don't give a shit. As long as they win, they could care less. They don't care about election integrity. They're not just shouting about, having voter ID or transparency or oversight. They'll give amnesty to every illegal alien as long as they vote for Kamala because they just hate Trump so much. They're just consumed by TDS that has been largely, it has been completely manufactured by the corrupt media.
Yeah, I mean, try to make this make sense. Non-citizen ID can be used to vote, says proposed Wisconsin Election Commission guidance. A non-citizen ID.
Yeah. But a lot of states don't even require ID. They're all blue states. Go figure. You just show up. You don't have to show ID for anything. It's insane.
Yeah. So get out and vote. It's got to be too big to rig. And then once you take power, man, there has to be sweeping changes. I would probably propose, and Elon will probably do as well, some sort of voting on blockchain. Something using crypto technologies to identify only citizens and handle the votes that way. It's been proposed before, but whatever we're doing now, the fact that it's not easy to run a full and complete forensic audit, that's enough for me to say that this has to be reimagined and we have to do better than this. You have a few more of these stories here because we also have the one about the leaked election results that went out on TV as well. So we could go there or somewhere else.
Sure. No, I think that was it. That was just a basic rundown of some of them. But yeah, Pied Piper is pointing out there was in Washington. There's so many others. We could sit here all afternoon probably and go through all these different counties all over the country that are having issues. So people think that it's like some kind of a lot of Democrats. They think it's like a myth that there's any kind of fraud. But I mean, there's just everywhere you look, there's something. There's always some kind of edge, and there's so much at stake here. So yeah, people will absolutely cheat if you give them that opportunity to open the door. So, and then there's this weird thing also in Pennsylvania. People in Scranton were finding this as they were watching the what is this, the Indy 500 or something? I don't know. They're watching some race, and this popped up on the bottom of the screen. ABC news station, local, mistakenly leaks a test election results. And of course, it's showing Kamala winning Pennsylvania. So by a significant margin as well. So
there's no universe where that could be true, by the way. There is no universe where that could be true. Kamala is hated. The Democrats are despised. America is on the wrong track. All the polling data shows. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine Pennsylvania trying to pull something like that off, or anybody believing it if they did. But that is very concerning that would pop up on the screen. Like, did they have that ready and somebody hit the wrong thing? Was somebody messing with somebody? Was it a joke? Was it a warning that this is what they're about to do and someone on the inside is trying to alert us to it? I got lots of questions, Blake. What do you think caused this to pop up on the screen?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I'd like to see an investigation. I don't know if anybody's going to say anything about it. They want to just sweep this thing under the rug. So I don't know if it was an employee leaking this, or I don't understand how this mistake could have even happened. I guess they have some kind of a test, but why would they put it there? Why would they have Harris win? It's like they're getting it ready. So again, causes me to question the integrity of this election. And it looks like the fix may be in. And there was weird things happening last time where it seemed like votes were missing or they were flipping to the other candidate. Like they were changing in real time, or they'd flash one way. And then the next time they came on the screen, like the votes would flip. Like there was all kinds of problems. So I expect to be just as much, if not more, this time around. Let's see if we can run this clip real quick. This is what people saw as they were watching this racing event.
Oh my God.
Oh, there we go. Reporting 100%. Oh, who cares about
Imagine
that?
wasting a vote on Oliver or Stein. Come on.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking that. Okay, I was like, what the heck is 1%?
Yeah, Oliver, 1%.
Yeah.
1%. Get off
5,000 people. Good God.
Get off the fence and vote for Trump. Don't throw your vote away on Stein or Oliver. Come on.
This is not the time for that. Yeah, 2012 was fine because it was Obama versus Romney. Fine. They're both awful candidates. Then go for it and put in your protest vote for Gary Johnson, but not 2024. So anyway, let's see. Yes, the Pennsylvania news station. So they did apologize, and I think the guy that owns it is actually a campaign donor. So WNEP is owned by Tegna Incorporated. The chairman is Howard D. Elias, who is a longtime Democrat donor, and its president and CEO is Mike Steeb, who donated to Biden's campaign in 2020 and several Democrat PACs. But don't worry, though, it was just a test. So they said they're randomly generated test result. Randomly generated. That looks a little too close to the amount of people that would actually vote, and that doesn't look randomly generated. They said it's to help news organizations make sure their equipment is working properly in advance of election. They regret the error and apologize for any confusion. And they have taken steps to ensure it does not happen again.
That doesn't make any sense. Randomly what are they? How are they testing? What are they testing? What's the? That doesn't make any sense. Their answer doesn't make any sense. So I have even more questions now than I did before. Thanks for nothing, officials.
Well, what are they going to say? Yeah, we're getting the public ready because we're going to try to steal the election. And they say, screw Trump, we don't care. Right. This is the final result that came in from the governor and Joe Biden and Kamala. They are blackmailing everybody, and they are forcing, this is going to be the result next Tuesday. Doesn't matter if you vote or not. Your vote is meaningless. We've already got the amounts tabulated already.
Well, this is deeply concerning, Blake, at the very least. Deeply concerning. No doubt about it.
That couldn't leak like earlier, like privately, and then let's see if that turned out to be the real result, because then that would be like red-handed. you'd be like, wait a second, you already knew this all in advance. So why did even people turn out what was the point of people turning out to vote?
Right, exactly. All right, let's move off of this one, Blake, unless you have any more on the leaked election results. How about we talk about, what do you say, Joe Biden? We got Joe Biden or illegal migrants, whichever place you want to take it, sir.
All right, well, okay,
This
fine.
Good time to remind you to follow Blake. He's at TV's Blake Walley. The New American Media is at American_media_ on X. And subscribe to Rumble and YouTube, The New American Media, and check out Blake's homepage, thenextlevelnews.com. What up, Saw? Good evening, guys. Howdy. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Pied Piper and Ken, everyone in the comments. Thank you so much. Okay, Blake, take it away.
Okay, well, let's just run with this, and we'll keep the other ones on the Halloween theme, I suppose. So, isn't this interesting? It appears, I guess, what's the agreed to district? There's a tidal wave of illegal migrants waiting to swarm the border. Yeah, it's kind of the calm before the storm. It does appear. Let's see if we can switch this up here, Brian. Okay. There we go. Okay, so I guess whether there's a win or a loss, they're trying to kind of keep this under wraps. So apparently, like, the Mexican government is trying to keep the migrants kind of out of away from the whole border area, but they are getting ready to swarm. It doesn't matter about the election. They're just kind of keep that out of the news cycle because this is a contentious issue with the massive amount of people that have been swarming over the border over the last few years. They've certainly cut the numbers as it's become apparent that there's a major crisis brewing. So they're trying to keep things quiet, but these people are all ready to rush in as soon as they get the green light. So whether that's, of course, they're worried about Trump, but there's still going to be a whole lame duck period. So even if Trump wins, these people can go rushing in right after the election is over and still try to get their way in and try to stay if they can. But of course, if it's Kamala, they're just going to come in anyway, and you're going to see wave after wave after wave continue. And then they're just, the result in 2028 just won't even matter then. There won't even be a point of voting because there's going to be so many extra people. These are all going to be future Democrat voters who are going to want to vote to stay in the country and live on the dole of the other American taxpayers. It's insane that they're allowing this to happen, but I guess this is how desperate they are to stay in power. But pretty gruesome, awful situation that this was 100% allowed to happen to take over. This is the great replacement. And it's bringing in the third world into America to change it forever.
That's fantastic. So
yeah, wonderful.
If you're not a fan of this, get out and vote. Vote MAGA. Talk to as many people as you can.
This will be the last election your vote will matter anywhere.
Yeah, it's pretty doggone crucial to get out there and vote. Okay, talk about what should be allowed and what should not be allowed. Let's talk about Joe Biden, Blake. Should Joe Biden ever be allowed to be around babies or children again? Agree or disagree? Biden should never be allowed to be within 200 yards. I thought there already was a court order saying that, but I don't know. I guess he wasn't convicted yet. That he should not be allowed to be around babies or children. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, I agree. There's been so many of these, videos and pictures of just the gross of him, sniffing kids or what have you. And this was, again, another incident. And there's a few incidents just in like the White House Halloween party. And he's like weirdly like biting like babies' feet, which is just weirdly inappropriate, gross. I bit at least 3 babies on Wednesday night during the White House Halloween celebration.
At least.
Yeah.
At least.
That were caught on video, on cameras that people, yeah. So who knows what happens when the cameras were off. So Joe and Jill Biden, they hosted local students and military families for a night of trick-or-treating at the White House. Well, what is Joe dressed up as? So Jill comes out wearing a full panda costume. Very bold maneuver.
Hold on.
Yeah, and then but he's just dressed as his normal.
Why do you say that's a bold maneuver?
Just because those suits are supposed to be like really hot, and they're supposed to be like really like sweaty inside. Like they don't sound comfortable. You know, wearing those heavy like costume masks.
All right, yeah,
that's or anything. Yeah.
All right, that's one reason why. There's another really awful reason why.
Ooh. Well, go ahead and share, Brian.
Yeah, we're back into topics that you're not even allowed to mention. In the good Lord, how do you in the CA community or the SA community? That means something very different, something awful and terrible, and
okay, we're getting into some.
And there he is putting at least 3 children into his mouth. Okay.
All right, well, let's roll one real quick.
If you know, and if you don't, you can do a quick search on CA and SA and what the panda is. I recommend you don't, because once you go down this rabbit hole, it is deeply disturbing. But to bring out this visual, this panda, for some reason, it's going to evoke all the stuff that was allegedly on the Anthony Weiner laptop. We'll just leave it there. Go ahead, Blake.
Okay. Here we go. Baby. Look at Joe. Look at, he's what the hell, dude? Putting like the Jaws music in the background.
Oh, you know what? They're gonna flag this video now because we didn't license through Steven Spielberg.
Right.
They don't any excuse to keep our show from being heard.
Of course. Oh, we had appeal on the last show. I got a Daily Show, man. They are so strict. You play anything with the little smidgen of Jon Stewart in there, and they're always taking those videos down. It's crazy.
Yeah, but you're allowed fair use.
I know. That's what I told them.
Segment.
So we'll see if they unblock it. But yeah, that last video we did is blocked because of that. Because we're on a fair use. We're reporters. We've been doing this for 12 freaking years. And now, right, but that's the Daily Show is heavy-handed, man. Let's see. Here we go. Is kid number 2. Like, gross, dude. Ew. What the fudge, man? You see anything wrong with that?
Can you tell me why a mother would allow their kid to be that close to Joe Biden? Like, help me understand that mentality real quick.
Because they don't know, I guess. I don't know.
They don't know.
No, because they're not on Twitter X. They get all their news from CNN or MSNBC, and they never show him sniffing kids or acting inappropriate. So I guess they don't know any better. And I guess maybe these are people that are, employees of the government. So they're just, they're bringing the kid and they're going to go meet Joe, where they don't expect him to be creepy like that. Well, here we go. Is this another one? Okay. What do we got? I think it's just the same one. Okay. Baby biting Biden. Okay. Well, anyway, that's what we have here.
Rubber baby buggy bumper babysitting service.
Right.
That was from The Simpsons, of course. All right. Yeah. Joe Biden, creep. Look at the Ashley diaries. Creep. Look at the Hunter Biden laptop. Creep. Do not let your kids near him. Okay. Anything else on this one, Blake?
Yeah, that's enough. It's disturbing enough.
All right. I had one final topic here, unless we missed something, and I've been known to miss things.
There's a couple. I mean, we could even, we're talking about YouTube.
Go ahead. I'll save mine. I'm gonna play this.
That's not that big. We can do this one quickly. What was that caption?
Which one was it?
Did I add it?
Did I forget one?
Yeah, I guess you forgot one, I think, or maybe I didn't put it in there. I don't know. I think I said something about
YouTube. Let me here. I'll put it up right now. All right. Agree or disagree that YouTube Should something. Agree or disagree that YouTube should be under investigation for election interference, Blake? What say you?
Yes, absolutely. So they're absolutely manipulating things. And how would they put the balls on them to, try to bury the Rogan Trump interview? Just the insane amount of desperation. This is a major company. I mean, that is like fascism. This is, I could say like, oh, maybe the feds should go raid YouTube, but they are the feds. What do you do? Investigate themselves? I mean, YouTube and Google and CIA or NSA, they're just all joined together in some creepy incestuous relationship. So yeah, it's not YouTube anymore. It's all about these legacy media trying to hold on to their power. So yeah, Joe Rogan has responded to the YouTube censorship of the Trump interview. Because they're making it difficult for users to find his recent interview. You even showed that one live the other day, Brian. So the platform initially only displayed short clips from mainstream media coverage, like those women on ABC, instead of the full episode. So Rogan sarcastically remarked, saying, yeah, I'm sure it was just a mistake at YouTube where you couldn't search for it. Yeah, I'm sure it was a mistake. It's just a mistake. Right. So, yeah, Rogan explained even though his team contacted YouTube multiple times, the episode remained difficult to find. So then finally, ex-CEO Elon intervened, contacting Spotify CEO Daniel Ek about the issue, between Spotify and YouTube. Now, Rogan noted the explosive viewership once the content was available. The episode racked up 6.5 million views and 8 million on his. Emphasizing the episode broad reach, Rogan expressed frustration with the suppression. Says you can't suppress shit. It doesn't work. This is the internet. This is 2024. People are going to realize what you're doing. So it's got 36 million downloads in 2 days, and that's not trending. So yeah, it's amazing the gatekeepers there at YouTube and of course Facebook, even worse, and they just banned you today, Brian.
So, yeah. Facebook kicked me out of Facebook, and I tried to go live on Instagram, and they won't let us go live on Instagram. You don't hate Meta, Instagram, Facebook, and Mark Zuckerberg enough. You don't hate Google, YouTube enough. You don't hate them enough. We broadcast, we put out so much content, and they do everything possible to rig the scale so that you never see it, so that we can't get the numbers to get the advertisers to make our income doing this. They are the worst that humanity has to offer. And Lord willing, there's going to be a massive landslide for the MAGA unity movement in less than a week. And we're going to be able to get some of this stuff under control. The election interference and civil rights abuse claims, the class action lawsuits for content creators like us, I dream of some sanity here and selling off these companies and splitting up the profits for the people that they've disenfranchised, like you and I. I am so sick of it. We're just banging our head up against a brick wall, yelling down a well. Everybody else, oh no, you get to use the freeway. No, that's cool. I'll just trudge along barefoot on this dirt path covered in broken glass. Awesome. Fucking appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, Blake. Yeah. We showed on Tuesday's show. The show that YouTube is now fucking hidden from you, because we played the Jon Stewart clip explaining the Tony Hinchcliffe clip that they're trying to completely distort and hammer on Trump and call him a Nazi for. So now you can't see our entire fucking show because we were showing what Jon Stewart said. They came to the defense of Tony Hinchcliffe, which throws a wrench in their stupid October surprise because they think we're fucking idiots.
Yep. Pretty much. Yep, there's blocked.
What more am I supposed to say? 13 fucking years of this shit.
Yep.
What more am I supposed to say?
I don't know. Yeah, I feel your frustration, Brian. This has not gone the way we thought it would, and the whole system was rigged, keeping us down. Yeah, this one, as you can see on the right side, its visibility is blocked.
Yep, completely blocked. This video contains copyrighted material. As a result, it has been blocked worldwide. The show about Trump surging, Bannon freed, and Harris is hurting. The 2024 election is finally upon us. We did a great show. It was a really good show. No, you're not allowed to see it now. You're not allowed to see it because we showed you what Jon Stewart said. You can't cover the news without having fair use to show what somebody says, then offer your unique commentary on it. I'm not trying to rebroadcast and restream the Daily Show material. That's not what's happening. There's no need to flag this information, this segment for a copyright strike. We are offering brand new, fresh perspectives, commentary. You have a fair use right to use this fucking information. But who do you tell? Who do you tell? Who fixes it? Does anybody enforce this shit? Nope, they just do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah.
They, so
maybe they'll unblock it in 30 days, but by that time it'll be washed out of the news cycle. Nobody cares. But yeah, that's how it works. It's completely rigged. Been fighting an uphill battle for a long time, Brian.
Go to Rumble. Go to Rumble, thenewamericanmedia.com. Go to Rumble, the New American Media. Thank you, Kenneth. It does boil the blood, but it is still up on Rumble. Go find it on Rumble.
Yeah, I got to go change it on my website too, because I hate that. It leaves so many damn holes on both of my websites, man. They're trash. I go through and it's like half the freaking YouTube videos are broken, or they've deleted my channel. I finally updated my archive with Rumble videos. I should just stop using YouTube altogether.
Yeah, I mean that is really where it's at. There's almost no point in being affiliated with YouTube. No point in being associated with Meta products either. It's just.
Is this gonna go?
Is what gonna go?
Maybe.
What's maybe?
Well, it said blocked, so I don't know why I'm able to watch it, but maybe we'll see.
Okay.
So, but I don't know if anybody else can. So maybe you can catch it on the website. Otherwise, I just have to start going through these videos again. What a pain in the ass. And I should get my old channel back, man, because all my original content was deleted for things that were justified, things that were later proven that I was right about. But who's gonna listen? Who gives a shit? Nobody will. So yeah.
Do you have the files to upload retroactively onto Rumble or something?
Yeah, I did, because a lot of my special reports were built on my The Next Level News channel on YouTube, which got taken down. So then all of a sudden I was like, okay, well, I got these articles and no videos. So yeah. But then I went through like my Eccentric Perspective website, I don't know, a year ago or whatever. And it was like, man, like half the videos. And even just other people's videos that I had on there, like, hey, check this out. I got a little blurb and a blog and a video, and like, oh, that video has been removed. It's like, really? It's like, just it makes it just unwatchable. The whole, you can't even go through the website because all the videos are gone. It's like just blatant censorship. So anyway, yeah.
Election interference. That is
it is. They deserve to be major class action lawsuit at some point.
100% accurate. All right, Blake, you have anything else on this topic?
Nah.
Well, guys, I'm sorry for cussing.
No, good. Go let it go. Let vent. Right.
They've
stolen your career, Brian. They've destroyed. Yes. We should have been able to monetize all these. We could be making a living at this, and instead we struggle and volunteer. And I mean, I've thrown my entire career away so that I could try to help do stuff and to be involved in these kinds of things. I could still be making great money as a bartender in Vegas and that, but I thought that, this was more important, fighting for the future of the country. And it didn't work out the way I would have liked it to. And it's a lot of reasons for that, but certainly, a lot of it can be attributed to these social media companies that have been playing dirty tricks and blatant censorship on my material for so many. And I've lost so much material on other people's channels that was all taken down. A lot of the stuff that was taken down from original, Mike Barra channels, or even another coworker or other people I won't mention. I've lost so much stuff over the years, just content down the memory hole.
Well, I would recommend that you set up an Odyssey. Even if you post something to YouTube,
okay, we'll save that for now. I know, but
what? No. Blake, if you get an Odyssey,
you got it on Rumble now, Brian. Just
Blake,
relax.
Blake,
right.
Let me finish.
Nobody goes to Odyssey. Nobody gives a shit about Odyssey.
Let me finish.
Nobody gives
about cutting me off for a fifth time.
Right.
Start an Odyssey account. Anything that's ever uploaded to your YouTube is instantly duplicated. So whatever happens on YouTube, you have a carbon copy of what
you have enough subs. Yes. Right.
No, you can send them an email and ask them. I have hundreds or thousands of videos.
Right, let's move. Right. I know.
That's what I had to do.
Nobody gives a shit about Odyssey. No offense. And I think Odyssey is a great company, and I thank them tremendously for having that archive there. So no, I'm putting stuff on Rumble. I hear you, Brian. I don't have enough subs anyway. I've already gone down that route, so it's not worth arguing.
I didn't have enough subs either. I sent them an email and said, I've been doing shows for 12 years.
Right. And
could you port this over? They go, you know what? Yeah, we will. Thanks. And
it took a while, didn't it, Brian? Because
one email. No, it took
okay.
a second.
So I thought you had a lot more issues with them. All right. Anyway, let's move on.
One email and got it fixed. All right. Let's end on positivity. Blake, do you have anything else to add that we didn't get to today before I end on this?
No, it's really just the garbage thing. We didn't get to just show the ride along that broke the internet and what have you. Or you already just moved the file. All right. What do we got?
Yeah, I don't know that. Oh, okay. You have this one. All right. If you got the ride along, do this, and then I got the clip that I want us to watch about it.
Sure.
All right. Show us. What do we got here? Tell us what happened.
Well, yeah, just as a response of Joe Biden labeling the Trump supporters garbage, the Trump came out, rolled up to Wisconsin on a customized Trump garbage truck, and went on a ride along with the sanitation crew. Yeah, I guess he did like a whole press conference from the garbage truck, and then he went to a speech later that evening wearing that uniform. This was very slimming. Oh, yeah, here's the go. Yes, the garbage truck and the orange vest. And there's also this a great picture of 2024 for the future history books. Been an amazing year for Trump, not only surviving an assassination attempt, teaming up with RFK, roasting his opposition at the what is that called? The Al Harris dinner. Al Smith, thank you. And then we have, him showing up at McDonald's, and now with the garbage truck. And here's they even get the Halloween costume. I think that's fake, but that's funny. And the liberals screaming. Yes, the great memes that have come out with that as well. So anyway, but yes, go ahead and roll clip, Brian. You might take over.
All right. This is just, I shared this and I said, Trump is America's favorite funny grandpa. This is him explaining just kind of how the day played out. And it's just, I found it so endearing, so funny. I'm just going to play it. Maybe I'll pause a couple times. We'll give it some thoughts. So here we go.
So this outfit, is when he called us all garbage. How stupid. What a stupid word. That blows deplorable away, don't you think? Of course, I thought irredeemable when she said deplorable or irredeemable. I thought irredeemable was actually worse, but deplorable seemed to catch up. But this garbage stuff blows it away. So I'm in this beautiful plane. I'm enjoying myself. Have a wonderful suit on.
Wonderful suit.
And one of my people came in and said, "Sir, the word."
By the way, you notice how he always does that? Every time he retells a story, it's always someone comes up, says, "Sir." Someone's always calling him sir in like he probably tells 10 sir stories per event. You've caught on to that, right? Sir.
Yeah, he's got all his little buzzwords and phrases. Yeah.
It's so funny.
And one of my people came in and said, "Sir, You know, the word garbage is the hottest thing right now out there.
Hot garbage.
The hottest thing out there. Sir, would you like to drive a garbage truck?
I want to know who the campaign staffer is. They're doing a really good job, Blake. You would agree this is maybe the most fantastic campaign you've ever seen in our entire life, right? It's not even close.
Oh yeah, this one in 2016 was great as well. But yeah,
agreed. Yeah, he didn't get shot at in 2016, but yeah, this one's incredible. He has some really good people advising him this time.
Now we're about 30 minutes from landing. We had to do this pretty quick. I said, it's sort of cool though, isn't it? Because and I said, I think that's okay, but I don't feel comfortable wearing a suit. And
by the way, if you're just listening to this on podcast, he's wearing the orange and yellow and white striped visibility vest that roadside workers and sanitation workers would use, so that vehicles would not, the drivers of other vehicles would see that they're there to keep them safe, of course. So it's kind of a stunning visual.
Pulled up this garbage truck. I don't know how the hell they did it so fast. I have very capable people. They put a big sign on the truck. Did you see it? I think they showed it. And then they said, sir, we have a vest. I said, well, should I leave my suit on and put it over the vest? But that doesn't look very good, right? That doesn't look good. So I said, all right, look, let me take it off. And then I actually said, I climbed into the truck, but so I said, how the hell do you get into this truck? It's way up high. It's a big one. This was a beauty. I said, you didn't have to buy it that big, right? You have to get it that big? They brought this brand new, gorgeous truck, wonderful driver. He looked like Cary Grant in his prime. You know who that is? This beautiful driver. And he drove that big thing up.
Favorite part right here, Blake.
And I said, man, this is bad, because now I have all the cameras are all watching. Look at all the fake news. They were, most of them.
I was doing fake news, as you said.
No, most of them, many of them were there. And I'm saying, oh, boy. One little mistake with these guys and your political career's over. You can't even. So I said, man, if I don't get up there, this is going to be very embarrassing. These stupid people, they'll say, he's cognitively and physically impaired.
Like, just on a pure visual, look at the screen here. Look at the people all laughing, teeth and smiles, everybody sitting on pins and needles, listening to this goofy story about Trump in a dump truck. Everyone's laughing. He's got the whole audience just completely on the edge of their seats laughing. And I think that even Joe Rogan brought something like that up. Just that Trump has comedic timing. Trump commands the stage, and he's a politician, but he's also a humorist. He's part comedian here.
I mean, he's an entertainer. Yeah.
We've never seen someone that's able to connect with a crowd like this in our lifetime.
He's done some spectacular performances on Saturday Night Live even. Yeah. He's good. He's been in movies. He does the WWF or WWE or UFC. Yes, he is a natural entertainer. He is a phenomenon. He is an American icon, and he is the populist. He is the man of the people, and the establishment hates him. They fear him, and they hate his supporters, and they are trying to change everything. They're trying to transform this country, and he is our last hope. So
fact. And if you look here, that first step, it's up at this guy's, past his kneecap on the shins, or on the thighs rather. Trump's a larger man, so but yeah, this is I think it looks like it was raining. I'm not sure if it was raining or maybe it wasn't. It kind of looks slick. I mean, you could have taken a spill there, that foot could have slipped out. Your hand could have slipped. But anyway, this is my favorite part of his storytelling here.
Political career's over. You can't even. So I said, man, if I don't get up there, this is going to be very embarrassing. These stupid people, they'll say, he's cognitively and physically impaired. And I can't do that when I'm alongside of this great athlete. I got to get up to that. So look, the first stair is like up here. I'm saying, shit. So I had the adrenaline.
Like, just that part right there is perhaps my favorite part of all of this. He's talking about the stare, and he looks at it. He's like, shit. He's just, it's so relatable. That's exactly how we would think. And imagine Kamala trying to retell this story. So I took a step, but I remembered I was born in a middle-class family. I mean, it's
Right.
completely fake, phony, and astroturf. And Trump's like, look at this stare. It's up to here. And I'm like, shit. It's so relatable, right?
Absolutely. You got the whole world watching you. He has a lot of pressure. So, but he's, he lives for that. So
It's just with such a big smile on my face.
These stupid people, they'll say, he's cognitively and physically impaired. And I can't do that when I'm alongside of this great athlete. I got to get up to that. So look, the first stair is like up here. I'm saying, shit. So I had the adrenaline going and I made it.
You made it. There it is.
I made it.
Put on the door, but
And then I gave a little news conference from the front of the, they asked their wise guy questions and everything. And then we drove about 2 feet. I got out, got into the plane. And then.
And even right there, but like he's laughing, like he's pointing out the absurdity of, we got in and we went about 2 feet. And then I mean, just even that, like Kamala or AOC crying at a fence. I'm in a parking lot that doesn't matter. Totally staged. Like he's breaking the third wall. This is like if you're on The Office, this is where they're talking, and all of a sudden then they look into the camera and talk to you directly. Like he's just pulling back the layers of what it means to produce an event like this. I just love it. He continues here, and then he tells you about what he's wearing and how we got here.
They asked their wise guy questions and everything. And then we drove about 2 feet. I got out, got into the plane. And then I got in the car and
I appreciate it so much because it is all absurd. All these photo ops, they are absurd. And by him pointing out the absurdity of them, it's so endearing.
Driving over here, and I have this still on. And I come into the arena. And I say, where's my jacket? I want to get out of this thing. And they said, it would be unbelievable if you could wear it on stage. I said,
the crowd loves the idea.
And I said, no way.
No way.
I got 25,000 people standing outside. I got all these people here. There's no way I'm wearing it on stage. They said, oh, okay, sir. I said, get me my jacket. But if you did, it actually makes you look thinner. I said, and they got me. I said, I want to wear it on stage. When they said I look thinner, I said, in that case, I'll wear it on stage.
I mean, Blake, there's your applause line. Like that's actually the crescendo of the joke. Like that final part right there. People say you can compliment your way into Trump's heart. But I mean, who doesn't want to be told that you look a little slimmer in something? And then, of course, you're like, no, I do want to wear it. The whole crowd erupting into laughter, Blake.
Right. He's one of a kind, Brian. What can I say? So
absolutely
great stuff. Great finish.
I would say we don't deserve him. All right, let me let this all play out.
Outside, I got all these people here. There's no way I'm wearing it on stage. They said, oh, okay, sir. I said, get me my jacket. But if you did, it actually makes you look thinner. I said, oh.
Okay, Brian, what are you doing? You're just sitting there smiling. I lost my connection there. All right.
Wear a blue jacket again. I may go in this. I said that was the word. That was the key. Sir, you look thinner. So anyway, so we had a little fun about a very serious subject. We had a little fun about a time where our country is not having a lot of fun because we're not doing well as a country, but we're going to be doing well very shortly. I promise you that.
Get it back on track, boys. Tuesday, get a chance to vote all of the clowns out and to put some adults back in the room again. Bring back America's boss. Yeah, I think it's just been a classic campaign for, like you posted with that visual, one for the history books. We may never see one like this again. But yeah, it's just going to come down to, are we going to get an accurate tally? Is everybody going to get out and vote? We're going to find out. Geez, I guess there's going to be a super special show on Tuesday, huh? We're just going to probably be live doing stuff.
I am not 100% how that's going to work and what my role is going to be, but I think it's going to be like a very long live stream that Mike Barra is just going to set up, and then we'll all jump in between. So for Mike and myself and Dr. Brooks Agnew, Steve Doran, as well as Brian, we're all going to just be in and out. I'm going to be moving. I don't even know if I'm going to be in my current location or the new location. I'm still trying to figure that all out, and then I've got to set all the studio up and the computer. I've got a lot on my plate, and so this might be our last show for a while, Brian. I don't know, but I will definitely be. So I don't think we're going to do our normal show on Tuesday, and then I don't know about even next Thursday, but we'll definitely have some special election coverage in some capacity. So I will look forward to that, and I'm sure I will tune in when I can, where I can, in between moving and all that stuff. So
yeah, so I will say this for programming notes, show notes. If you can't be here, I will do the regular show Tuesday, 3 to 5, per usual, and then Mike's live stream
4:30. Right? Okay, no.
Yes, 3 to 4:30, and and then Mike will do his live stream, and then I'll be doing a show in what time is it? In about 25 minutes, we're going to be doing the Strictly Football show. We're going to go over what we learned last week during the NFL action, and we're going to get some of Mike's Vegas predictions on who you might want to consider gambling on for entertainment purposes only, of course. And then we're going to kind of look forward to the next week, and we're going to make our predictions.
You guys aren't promoting gambling, are you?
Hey,
I saw a little video yesterday from Mike Cernovich. Actually did a spontaneous live stream, and he was roasting some of these conservative podcasters. I don't know. Some of them use sports gambling as sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you don't? Yeah. Who does that? He didn't mention names. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, probably Clay Travis because he's a sports guy. Yeah. I don't know exactly. I don't really listen to too many other people.
Yeah.
With advertising, so I don't know. But no, I think, well, what do they say? Gambling is the finest thing you can do if you're good at it. They say to Krusty the Clown when he goes bankrupt in debt to the mob. I don't really mess around with gambling. I don't have a gambling app on my phone. I don't. I might occasionally make a wager. I do season-long fantasy football things. So during our Strictly Football show, I do kind of discuss fantasy angles, people getting injured, who's ascending on the depth chart, people you might want to pick up off the waiver wire. So Mike kind of handles some gambling stuff. I talk about fantasy football stuff.
Oh yeah, he does talk about the trends and such. But yeah, we're talking about people that actually are promoting sports gambling to their audience, which might be a little dangerous. I don't think I've done that. I do. That's one of my vices. But I mean, I've lived in Vegas for a long time. But I don't share. I could probably make money if I sent out referral codes for MGM or FanDuel or something like that. But I don't think I wouldn't feel comfortable with that at all. Not that it's, whatever. But yeah, people can lose their minds on that stuff. And I typically only, bet 10 or $20 and just try to stay afloat. But it's more difficult. It will eat you alive, and it could really destroy your livelihood if you're not careful. And a lot of people do get into that. So there's definitely cons to the pros. It's fun to bet on sports, but at the same time, it can get out of hand in a hurry, and you'll be regretting that. So anyway, that's all I've got. Brian, just a real quick note. I actually got some good news just in the last 5 minutes that YouTube, good news. They reviewed my from Paramount Global has decided to release their copyright claim on your YouTube video. I guess that's why I could find it on my website, or that's why it did play, because it says it's blocked. So I guess it's no longer blocked. So thank you, Daily Show and Paramount, for doing the right thing here. That's just, and we've covered it positively, but that shouldn't matter anyway. It's just fair use for news people to cover things. And
that is great news.
That clip.
And by the way, Blake, I'm not sure if you're aware. Thank you for saying that. While we were doing this show, I didn't realize it had been blocked. So while we were doing this show, I went through the dispute form.
Yeah.
While you told me, I took that 5 minutes. I let you yap for a second, and I went like this. I clickety-clacked. I sent it, and they must have seen that multiple. That's awesome. That's fast service. I appreciate it. But why did you do it in the first place? I'm not restreaming your show to sell ads on it. It's fair use. We've got 13 years of a track record. There should be notes in our file. These guys do multi-hour shows. They cover all sorts of stuff. And when they're talking about something in the news, you got to show what it is so you can offer your brand new, unique perspective, providing brand new original content that's providing original commentary on something someone else said. You're allowed through free use or through fair use to use that. It should have never even happened. But Blake, high five. High five.
Yay. High five.
All right. Good job. Thanks for that update. I appreciate it. Blake, any pets for you? What? Oh, we were talking about pets earlier.
Yeah, that's kind of a late comment. No, not right now. No.
Not at the moment, but maybe next time. Okay, Blake.
Like dogs, too much work. Cats I'm allergic to. Ferrets are great pets, but I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Maybe at the new place. We'll see. Nothing. Good luck on your move and all that stuff. I know it's a tumultuous time, but let's just envision this move being something that's going to turn out great. Just however it ends up.
Oh yeah, no, there's a lot of good things. So
good luck to you.
Anyway, yes, thank you very much. It's definitely some good stuff. So but it's going to be stressful, and I don't know what schedule's like going forward. So I'm in a little, I wouldn't say a big financial hole, but I got to go hustle and make some money now that I'm going to a bigger city and have a lot more opportunity there. So
yeah, I think it's going to be good for you. Absolutely. One more time, everybody, make sure you're following Blake on X. He's at TV's Blake Walley, and check his archive out at thenextlevelnews.com. I think I sold him on Odyssey during today's show. Maybe not. We'll see. Also, if you would like to support independent journalism, Blake is on Cash App at $BlakeW99. Also, you started a Venmo. What is your Venmo at?
I think I've had that for a while. I thought I shut it down, but I think it's just Blake-Walley, but whatever. I feel more comfortable. You don't have to worry about that. If you could share the show or help, or if you know somebody that's, a mover and a shaker, and you say, hey, you guys should hire these guys or something like that, that would be fantastic.
Yes, we'll do both.
To build wherever I can, but sure, I'll appreciate you all.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Kenneth, and everybody listening afterwards or lurking in the background. You guys are awesome, and we'll see what happens after this. I'm not quite sure, but we'll definitely be around. You can follow us, yes, on the Twitter app, and we'll Twitter X, and we'll definitely have a new schedule at some point. I don't know how it looks, but we'll certainly be active covering news and current events in some capacity.
Yeah. So on Tuesday, we'll do our regular show. I will do the regular show.
You can do it. I don't want to even stress about it. I'm going to be, I
will do the regular show at 3:00, and we will just have a mega live stream event. Lots of voices. We want your comments. We want you joining as, in my dream universe, we get the results. And it doesn't matter what a couple of crooked states are trying to pull. It should already be decided without their damn votes. We don't need your damn votes. This would be fantastic to be too big to rig and just a massive red tsunami if we can catch enough of the shenanigans in the meantime. So, yeah, we'll be doing a massive mega live stream for sure. And, Blake, I will talk to you more then. Good luck, sir, with all of your moving endeavors in the next few days. And we will see you again soon.
Thank you, Brian, and everybody. We'll look forward. See you next week. Take care.
All right. There he goes, everybody. TV's Blake Walley. Once again, $ Blake W99. We did put out the, there, let me pull up the, yeah, let me share this tab instead. Show you this. Make sure you're subscribed to the New American Media on X. Sorry. Excuse me, on YouTube. 6.38 thousand subscribers, 1.5 thousand videos, from sports to spirituality, comedy to Congress, freedom to firearms, seeking truth, challenging dogmen, having fun. Join the mostly civil conversation. America is a nation in distress, so we are sending out an SOS. That is why our flag is upside down. We are a conquered nation, sadly. If you look at our videos, this one here, I'm going to play this intro for you in case you haven't seen it. This is a teaser so that you can watch our documentary, edited by Blake Walley, videography from Blake Walley and myself, on-air presence from myself and Blake Walley and Grizzly and his family. Here we go.
There was no notifications going to your phone, like an Amber Alert, like evacuate. I get alerts from Denny's. There actually was a bunch of houses right here that are here now. You can see, look how big they're.
By the way, I love that first part. I don't love the point that he's making. What Grizzly's the point that Grizzly's making here is, like, nobody even got a warning. These people, like their phones didn't start sounding an alarm like, oh my gosh, there's a huge flash flood. He's like, I get alerts from Denny's and I haven't eaten there in 10 years. Why couldn't I get a warning that my life's in danger? Anyway, let me just play the intro for you, and hopefully this can pique your interest to go watch this, share this, tell people about it, leave your comments, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Here we go.
There was no notifications going to your phone, like an Amber Alert, like evacuate. I get alerts from Denny's. There actually was a bunch of houses right here that are here now. You can see, look how big the river is, like the riverbed. Holy, look at this Dollar General, bro.
It blesses your heart to see the way people have come together.
Yeah. I heard like 4 different people talking about like how everybody's just worried this initial hype's going to die away and people are just going to forget about it. And really none of these communities can afford to be forgotten.
There it is, everybody. Hurricane Helene, help on the way.
Your guide to the truth. thenewamericanmedia.com.
Thank you, everybody. So,
My name's Grizzly. We are headed to Weaverville to drop off some donations.
So check out the documentary. Pretty proud of it. It took a lot of yeah, just any project. A lot of I have to put a lot of myself into any project. I mean, there's planning, preparation, there's procedure, there's procurement, there's production, just trying to produce the segments, and then of course editing. Thanks to Blake, really, he did a lot of good work on the editing. Editing is where I falter sometimes. Editing is not perhaps my strong suit. So thanks to Blake for that. Really appreciate it. But yeah, thanks to everybody who donated and really helped out. Now they're looking for generators. So I'm going to see what I can do to try to help. I want to adopt these guys. And then if you get supplies there, then they take the supplies in. Then those supplies go further in. It's a chain. It's about to get cold. People need heat. People need electricity. People need generators. So I'm going to see what I can do to get some generators. I mean, Amazon, like, I wonder if we could do like Amazon gift wish lists, or like gift where, you know, say somebody throws $50 at it. It's like, well, okay, well, generator's gonna be $400 delivered. Well, maybe 8 people throw in $50 and just like a wedding gift registry, perhaps. I don't know. But I guess that's the new thing that they need is generators. So, all right. Yeah, Kenneth saying, warning, your land is about to be grabbed. There are serious concerns about this. 100% accurate. Kenneth saying, bless that dude. Yeah, Grizzly's trying hard to make a difference. So, all right. Check out the project. Hurricane Helene, Help on the Way, a documentary from the New American Media. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Find us in all of the places. Please do so. Subscribe in all the spots. Go help me. Yeah, go help me, go fund me. All right. Yeah, at the end of the documentary, it shows fabled remedies. Those are a couple of links, maybe Cash App and Venmo, where you can send some funds directly to them. Then when they get that, they can put it inward to the point where it goes to a church, and then people at the church take things on an ATV to cross areas where they didn't even have a bridge. The bridge was washed away. These are stranded people in places that have no electricity, no drinking water. It's just a mess, but they're funding everywhere but here. Ukraine, not Libya. Who was the other one? Turkey, Istanbul. I don't know. Somebody got $150 million to some country while we were down there. That needs to be going to Americans. Anyway, I could get into all of that later. I won't go on and on, but you can support the project by sharing it, and the links at the end of the video, produced by Blake Walley. And if you want to hire Blake Walley, shoot him an email. Find him on X, shoot him a direct message. Yeah, he'll do that. You can hire him for those such things. Okay, I'm going to sign out now, and then I'm going to hit refresh, and we're going to go live in just a minute. So if any of you are watching right now, I'm trying to think if I can go live early. No, I'm not going to go live early, but I'll go live very soon, probably in 8 minutes, for the Strictly Football Show with Mike Barra coming right up. So I'm going to hit refresh.